Commander Sarah Chen stood at the observation deck of the Galactic Council's flagship, her weathered hands clasped behind her back as she watched the assembled armada. 50 years since she'd last set foot on a council vessel, and now they came begging. The door hissed open behind her. She didn't turn. "Commander Chen," a melodious voice called out, accompanied by the soft whir of advanced mobility assistance. Or should I say Admiral Chen now? Sarah's breath caught. That voice, even after 5 decades, even filtered through the translator implant. She'd recognize it anywhere. She turned slowly. Princess Velsara of the Kai-Lin Empire glided into the room, her lower body supported by an elegant anti-gravity platform that compensated for her paralyzed limbs. Her crystalline skin still shimmered with that same ethereal blue Sarah remembered, though now it was marked with the silver streaks of age and wisdom. Her 4 eyes, too permanently clouded and sightless from birth, fixed on Sarah with an intensity that transcended vision. "Velsara," Sarah whispered. "You remember." The princess's lipless mouth curved into what her species considered a smile. "I wondered if you would." How could she forget? The first contact summit of 2087. Earth had been the newcomer, the primitive species barely worthy of a seat at the table. Sarah had been a young lieutenant then, assigned to the human delegation as little more than an errand runner. The companion selection ceremony had been meant as a gesture of goodwill. Each species would choose a member of another species to serve as a cultural liaison. It was supposed to be political theater, a careful dance of alliances and slights. Every delegation had prepared, researching which species held power, which carried influence. Sarah had ignored all of it. She'd watched the Kai-Lin delegation with curiosity. They were magnificent, tall, graceful, their crystalline bodies refracting light in dazzling patterns. But one member sat apart, on a mobility platform, 2 of her 4 eyes milky white, her hands trembling with a neurological condition that her people's advanced medicine couldn't cure. The other delegates avoided her. Sarah saw the princess's 2 functioning eyes flick toward the crowds, saw the way she held herself with dignity, despite the casual cruelty of being invisible. When Sarah's turn came to choose, her superiors had hissed instructions through her earpiece. "The Zorlak ambassador. Choose the Zorlak." Sarah had walked straight to Velsara instead. "Would you honor me by being my companion?" she'd asked. The chamber had fallen silent. The princess's seeing eyes had widened in shock. You wish to choose me?" "I wish to learn from you," Sarah had said simply. "If you'll have me." The selection had caused a diplomatic incident. The Kai-Lin Empire was powerful, but had been systematically sidelined in council politics. Their crown princess, despite her brilliant tactical mind, was considered an embarrassment, proof that even the mighty Kai-Lin produced defects. Earth's choice had been seen as an insult by some, a masterstroke by others. Sarah hadn't cared about any of that. She'd spent 3 years as Velsara's companion, and they'd been the most enlightening of her life. Velsara saw patterns others missed, her partial blindness forcing her to rely on intuition and analysis that made her a strategic genius. Her trembling hands had learned to manipulate holographic interfaces with breathtaking precision, turning limitation into art. They'd become friends. More than friends. And then the war with the Hive had come, and Sarah had been recalled to Earth's defense forces. They'd said goodbye on a rainy day at the Beijing spaceport, both knowing they'd likely never meet again. "I heard you became Empress," Sarah said now, her voice rough with emotion. "And I heard you saved the Orion sector," Velsara replied. "Quite the accomplishment for a primitive species." "We learn fast." Sarah allowed herself a small smile. "You taught me that. Analysis over assumption. Creativity over convention." Velsara moved closer, her platform humming softly. "I wrote 17 papers on human tactical adaptability after our time together." The council dismissed them. They said I was biased, that I was trying to compensate for my limitations by championing an inferior species. And now the Hive has evolved. Now our conventional strategies fail. Now the inferior humans have won 3 impossible battles. Velsara's sighted eyes gleamed. "The council sent me to beg for Earth's help. They thought sending a crippled princess would show appropriate humility." Sarah felt anger flash through her. "You're not—" "I know." Velsara raised a trembling hand, silencing her. "You taught me that, remember? That day you chose me. You looked at me and saw not a defect but a person, not a limitation but a perspective. You taught me more than I taught you. Then let me teach the council one final lesson. Velsera's voice hardened with determination. Help us, Sarah, not because we ask, but because it's right. And when this is over, let them see what a human and a defective Kylene can accomplish together. Sarah studied her old friend. Seeing the same fierce intelligence that had first drawn her attention all those years ago, the galaxy had tried to diminish them both. Velsera for her disability, Sarah for her species' youth. They'd both proven the galaxy wrong. On one condition, Sarah said. Name it. We do this as equals. No more primitive Earth, no more defective princess. We show them what they've been too blind to see. Velsera's platform brought her level with Sarah's eyes. Some of us were never blind, Commander. We were just waiting for the rest of the galaxy to catch up. Sarah extended her hand. Velsera grasped it with her trembling fingers, grip steady despite the shake. Let's remind them why they should have listened to us 50 years ago, Sarah said. Let's remind them why choosing compassion over politics is never a weakness, Velsera agreed. Through the viewport, the stars gleamed with possibility. Two voices once dismissed, now ready to change everything. The galaxy was about to learn what humanity had always known. Strength comes in many forms, and wisdom begins with seeing what others overlook.